Hello everybody, my name is Pavan Badlani and this is episode number 42 of Inspire Me. Today we have a very special guest with us on the show. Her name is Mrs. Karishma Ahuja. She's an author, life coach and a trainer who specializes in metaphysics, Hoponopono and law of attraction. This is her story on how she transformed her life from a business analyst to a renowned life coach and therapist. So let's have a look. So Karishma, thank you so much for coming on Inspire Me.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
So today let's get to know a little bit more about you. How did you start your journey in the field of law of attraction training and workshops? What's your story all about?
Well, Pavan, it's very interesting. There was a time in my life when I was wondering why I can't control things happening. You know, there was always this question, I wish that would happen, I wish that would happen. And somehow I was asking that question very often in my mind. And I think, as they say, when you really, really want something, answers will come, signs will come. And I happened to come across this book.
Right.
It was there in my house for a very long time. But when I was really desperate for answers, I found this book. It was called The Game of Life by Florence Scovel.
Right.
And when I read the book for the first time, I felt even if 10% of what she's saying is true, then I can transform my life.
Right.
And then I went on to read more about the law of attraction, about how you can create your reality. And by the time I was 20 years of age, I was convinced that I can control my life. And the fact that I would feel, people don't understand me. There was a time when I felt that people are talking to me the same tone that I'm talking to them.
Right.
And I was not liking the tone.
Mm-hmm.
And that changed. I was struggling with my weight issue for a very long time. From 75, 80 kgs to getting to a wholesome self, a happy, positive self. All of that happened by using my mind.
Okay.
All of that happened by controlling something within me, which is my own energy and vibration.
Right.
And when that happened, I was convinced that for the rest of my life, I'm going to be sharing this information with others. So it was a beautiful transformation. It was something which made me aware of who I am.
Right.
And when that happened, I knew that this is something that anybody can do.
Correct.
So this was the age-old adage that if I can do it, so can you. But it's true.
Right.
Anybody can change their life.
I think that's really, really nice, because simply by using your mind power, simply by becoming more and more aware of your own energy, you can actually transform your life. Some people find it extremely hard to believe. They're like, no, it's impossible, it cannot be done. But it can be done, and you are living proof of that.
And without following any official diets, without going to a dietitian, if I could get to my ideal body weight by just using my mind, then we can do anything in our lives. If we can deal with depression by using our own mind power instead of depending on others, if we can work with each other by using our own energy and vibration, then you tend to feel that this life is enjoyable, because it's supposed to be. Because if you're not enjoying what you're doing, then something is wrong.
Absolutely. And I think one of the biggest messages from this story is that each one of you is in control of your life. Each one of you is in absolute control. You can take it to any direction that you want to take it in. So we should actually stop blaming God, we should stop blaming luck or any other circumstance, situation or people in this case. It's a beautiful story.
Thank you.
Right, moving on. My next question to you is that what were the challenges that you faced when you wanted to do something that you loved?
I think the biggest challenge comes from within. First, you're not sure.
Right.
And you don't know whether that inner voice which tells you do this is your inner voice, or it is maybe a memory from the past, or maybe it's something that you saw somebody else doing which seemed exciting.
Right.
I think a lot of us experience that problem. So I also went through that.
Right.
But when I was very sure that this is what I want to do, then the next challenge that came up was actually talking about this to others. Because you see, if you look at the self-help industry in India, around 2010-11, when I was wanting to make this a full-time career, people were not very open to life coaching. And today, I have clients who issues, but they are willing to talk about them, from 7 to 8-year-olds to probably 94-year-old client that I'm currently counseling and dealing with. People today are far more open to asking for help, but at that point in time, especially because I was leaving a good successful corporate career as a business analyst and wanting to do training full time, one challenge I experienced was people probably were not very convinced of the need for what I'm doing.
Right.
But today, because of the growing awareness, I think, call it even the growing stress levels, the competitive environments we are in, today people acknowledge the importance of having a life coach and a therapist. So this was something which I had to deal with, at least in the 2010 and 2011. And the third one was, of course, being adaptable. See, when you're very used to a career, you're used to a certain money flow and income coming to you, then you seem to be far more stable.
Right.
But when it comes to starting off something, and this is, I think, every entrepreneur must have experienced this.
Correct.
When you start off something new, you have to do everything, from operations to marketing to content development to everything.
Right.
And I had to do everything. Whereas in my job, I knew these are my deliverables and this is what my focus is on.
Right.
But when you start out, you have to be all over the place.
All over the place, yeah.
So for me, being adaptable was something I had to really do. I had to really grow as far as that adaptability is concerned, the flexibility is concerned, because the environment was not as stable as a stable job. So
Correct.
that is one thing which I experienced, and it was a great learning process for me. You have to be willing to do anything at all times. If you really want to succeed, be flexible is what I learned.
Right. And I feel also more importantly, people struggle with patience. So many people, for the short-term gains,
Correct.
they just be extremely impulsive and they give up way too easily. So being patient also is very important. Like if in the start you're not making it, at least you're trying out new things, trying out a couple of different things, and that is important to find out what's working for you and what is not working for you.
Absolutely true.
Right. So my next question to you is, what is your message to young aspiring trainers or entrepreneurs watching this video right now?
I think the first thing I would say is clarity is very important. You need to have a vision. You need to know where you're headed.
Right.
And sometimes it may take some time for you to figure that out.
Right.
Don't get impatient. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to get into something and then realize this is not for me. So don't get scared of making mistakes.
Right.
That's the first thing I would say. The second thing I would say is, today is the time and era of specializations.
Correct.
So stick to one thing. Don't do everything.
Right.
Like in my own field, I focused on letting go aspect in my own training, because I felt by own experience and my own personal experience that if you let go of the past and work towards it, then what you want comes faster.
Correct.
So then I went deeper into that aspect. I went into Hoponopono, I went into meta aspects of how to let go. I looked at how I can use the law of attraction better with letting go. So I had a focused approach.
Right.
And therefore I would suggest is focus on one thing. Even if you have a plan ready for yourself, then make sure you stick to the plan.
Right.
Because you may have a lot of people telling you a lot of things.
Right.
So you need to stick to one, go in one direction, and then you see how the goal will come faster and faster. And like you already mentioned, patience.
Right.
Don't expect results in a day. If you really want to be a long-term player, then you need to be patient. See, there are so many people who will give up on the way. And that is why it's said, by the time you reach your goal, you hardly have any competition, because most people have given up on the way.
That's true.
So stick to what. If you're convinced this is what I want to do, stick to it no matter what. Failures will come, obstacles will come, but you will ultimately be the biggest achiever.
Wonderful. That's a beautiful message. So it's like set, commit, believe, achieve.
Yes, absolutely.
Amazing. So my next question to you is, how do you define success? Because the definition of success is pretty scattered today.
That's true. I think for me, feeling good about what I'm doing.
Right.
That is success. It is feeling prosperous.
Correct.
Because I think if you don't feel prosperous, then you obviously feel you're lacking. And
Right.
if you feel you're lacking, then you are never at peace with yourself.
That is true.
So whatever you do,
right,
if you don't feel good about where you are,
right,
then you will always feel less than. And if you feel less than someone, then you will always create obstacles rather than clearing the way for you.
right.
So success for me is feeling good in every area of your life. Whether it's health, whether it's relationships, or it's your career.
Right.
You should feel prosperous in that area.
That's
that
true.
Is success for me.
And letting go of that lack mentality.
Lack mentality, absolutely.
Correct. My next question to you is, what is your vision as a trainer?
Yeah, I think my vision as a trainer, I envision a time where these principles will be practiced by every home. Every member of the family will be practicing universal laws. Everybody will be supporting each other.
Right.
There will be an environment which is conducive for mind growth, mind training. And I also envision a time where educators will join me, where educators will be willing to be trained by me, and more of us will be willing to train others,
right,
to understand and practice the laws of attraction, vibration, letting go principles. Because imagine if we were taught these things in school.
right,
Imagine if colleges focused on as much as on the mind as on the curriculum.
right,
All of us would be big achievers without struggling. Because I feel today it's not that people are not achieving their goals, but it's coming at a cost. It's coming at a cost of your mental anxiety, your mental stress that you go through.
Right.
At the cost of your physical health. That is not something that should happen. So I would really see a world where we are all taking responsibility, and my vision is that groups of every kind,
right,
individuals from all over,
right,
come forward and let's empower each other with universal laws.
Fantastic. I mean, that's pretty profound and utopian.
Yes.
As well. So the future does look good.
Yes.
My next question
Yes.
to you is, what is your USP? How do you define yourself?
I think my USP, I think what has been my greatest source of strength has been clarity.
Okay.
I think I've been very clear on what I want, and that has solved a lot of issues.
Okay.
So being clear about what you want, and most importantly being self-aware. Because you see, if you're self-aware, then you know yourself well.
Right.
And that is something which will help you to solve your problems.
Correct.
Because you see, most of the times when a situation comes up, we get into the emotions of the situation.
True.
So you need to have the ability to know yourself well, because then you will know to what extent you can contribute to that situation.
That's right.
So if you're clear that this is how I can contribute and impact this situation, then fear comes down.
Correct.
You tend to see the situation from a third person point of view.
That's
You're
true.
not overwhelmed with the situation.
Right.
So I think that has been my greatest source of strength. I've been able to see the situation from a third person point
perspective,
of view.
yeah.
Being a little detached, being in the situation but being a little detached. But that has also happened because of constant effort to know yourself, know your strengths. And I think that is something which has helped me. The other thing I think has been keep on keeping on. If this is where I want to go, no matter what is happening, I'm not going to stop.
That's true.
Keep on keeping on is the mantra. I keep saying this to myself all the time. Keep on keeping on. Once you're clear that this is where you want to go, no matter what happens, don't stop. I think these two things combined together have been my greatest source of strength and inspiration for myself.
Fantastic. And as you said, clarity is absolutely key. And once you keep doing something more and more, obstacles will clear out of the way. You'll start getting more and more focused. You'll be laser sharp focused on whatever you want to do, and you will get a lot of achievement.
Very true, laser sharp focus, absolutely.
Yes. My last question to you is, what is the best part about being a life coach?
I think the best part is a sense of empowerment. You are constantly focusing on solutions.
Right.
You're constantly talking about how this can get better, how that can get better. So you yourself get to practice all of this, because you see, I believe words are very important, and I always do this in my law of attraction and Hoponopono workshops. I always focus on words.
Right.
Because if you want to change your life, that you must use the right kind of words. So when I'm talking to a client, especially people who come to me for one-on-one coaching, because I get more opportunity to understand their problems, I always make them realize the kind of words they should not be using. And these are people who are well aware a lot. So it's not people who are negative and come to me. There could be people who seemingly are positive, but then there is a problem. So then you tend to analyze what the problem is. So words play a very important role, and I think the best part about being a trainer and a coach is you get to work with people at the ground level. You're actually making them realize the importance of using their mind, and it all starts with the words they use with each other, especially with their family members. I think that is great, because when people realize that it is so simple to change your energy and vibration, you simply realize how you talk to each other. That is something which will help them achieve their goals. So the best part really about being in this line and industry is getting an opportunity to transform lives, because when you empower someone, you're empowering yourself.
Fantastic, beautiful. I think we've learned a lot from you today on how you can change your energy, of how you can change your thoughts just by using your mind power, and that's beautiful. And once you get onto that path, transformation is there for you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so very much,
Pawan.
Karishma, for a lovely interview.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like the video, do hit the like button
and subscribe to this channel, Inspire Me by Pavan Badlani.
And I'll be back with some more amazing people just like Karishma Ahuja to motivate you, inspire you and transform you. Till then, this is Pavan Badlani.
This is Karishma Ahuja.
Signing off.